Hey everybody. So for this video, we are going to talk about the calendar of events. This is not going to be a very exciting video for those of you who are very familiar with the game. This is really just for beginners. So we're going to talk about the different events, and we're just going to use the March 2022 as an example of the recurring events and the special events, and kind of how to read the calendar a little bit easier, because at first it just pops up and you're like, that's so much stuff. So let's get started. All right, so we're going to be going over the calendar of events, and we're going to use the March of 2022 events calendar. This starts today. And we're going to talk about what the events are, and then the ones that are repeating events, and then others that are special events. So the first thing that I want to say is it's kind of hard to read sometimes, but the date is at the bottom of the day square. So like today's Tuesday the 1st, so it's going to be up here Tuesday, and then the numbers down at the bottom. So that is the first thing that I want to point out. And then if you go down to the bottom, it's going to give you a list of dates, and that is written in day month format. So for instance, Hero of Kronar starts today, and you can see that down at the bottom here where it shows 3, or it shows 01.03, that's 3/1 or March 1st, if you're using a different type of system for your dates. So we have a lot of events that are common events that you're going to see. So the first one, we have Arena Champion, and that started yesterday. So that one is going to be based on the arena, and it's all about battles that you win and heroes that you defeat. So that's what that one is. Hero of Kronar is a summoning event. So that one, it's all going to be about what type of scrolls you open and what type of heroes you summon. So my recommendation, especially for free-to-play players, is to kind of like stash away your scrolls so that you can have them for this event. Or sometimes the guild event that happens is a summoning event as well. All right, so the next event that we're going to have that starts is called Battle Together, and you can see down there, it's the purple one. That is a guild event, so that's going to start on March 2nd and go through March 16th. That one is your whole guild is going to work together towards a common goal. Battle Together, if I'm remembering correctly, which sometimes I get confused on these because they change them up. This one is defeating your enemies, and it's all about basically how many kill points you can get. So it's a lot of grinding for that, but it is that you're working together with your guild to get that. The next one that is a common event is going to be Daily Points Event 1, and that's going to be essentially you have daily challenges that you have to complete in order to get loot for that event. So with that, they change what it is, so we don't really know what that one is going to be until it gets here, but it's daily challenges that you complete. And then the next event that starts is Royal Treasurer. No, I'm sorry, Goliath Slayer is the next one. Now that is the Goliath Rift. That one is based on how high of a level you can get in the Goliath Rift, and then also how many times you kill the Goliath. So that one is all in your rift. The next event that starts here is the Royal Treasurer. That one is about how much coin, how much gold you either spend or earn during that event. So one thing that I recommend is if you're really close to a Royal Treasurer and you are ready to fuse a hero, wait until that event starts, because you'll, especially if you're fusing Gwyn or Strybog, you're going to complete it immediately. The next one that we have is Ravenous Hunter Green. So with Ravenous Hunter, you are going to kill an enemy of a certain color. So this one, you're going to be hunting green enemies, and you're also going to be getting points based on how many of the color-specific tile you can have. So that one will be green as well. They rotate through the colors, so the way that I have found to get the most points per energy with that is if you find a campaign level where there are 8 enemies, because it's going to be a little bit cheaper on your energy cost over time. Even though you get points for killing bosses, rifts are really good for that as well. But I found energy cost wise, it's cheaper to do one at like level 1 through 3 of any of the areas that you're going to be farming. So that's just my personal recommendation. But take it or leave it. Just depends on where you need to farm, really. If you need artifacts, then go to rifts. If you need hero XP, stay in campaign. Excuse me. Now, the next one that starts is Blade from the Shadow. This is going to be an event that you complete to get a hero. So you can see the hero down in the bottom part of it. It's also featured up in the very top. So with that, you're going to complete some sort of quest type items to gain hero shards to then fuse that hero. So we don't know until we get there on what exactly is going to be required to get that hero. So there's really no way to tell. But anytime they have the new hero like that, you're going to have to complete some sort of objective to be able to get those hero shards. The next event that comes up after that is Blacksmith Apprentice. Now, Blacksmith Apprentice is a monthly event as well. Any of the ones that you see in blue are going to be repeating, and then the daily events are repeating. The other ones are a little bit different. So, Blacksmith Apprentice, you are upgrading artifacts. So, what I personally like to do with that is I will hold a bunch of my upgrades for my artifacts until that event. I usually take them to either 12 or 14. That way they're ready to go to just the next level. The higher the artifact rarity, as far as star level, it is going to be more points for that. The next event after that starts is Daily Points 2. So same concept as Daily Points 1, but it'll just be different things that you have to achieve in order to get that. And then we have Phoenix Slayer. Phoenix Slayer is in the Phoenix Rifts. So same concept as the Goliath Slayer, except it's in the Phoenix Rifts instead of Goliath. So you're going to spend some time in there. It's based on what level you can complete and then how many times you can kill the Phoenix. So, and then we have a guild race. So I don't remember exactly which one this one is, but it is interesting that this month we have 2 different guild events. So again, with that one, you're going to be working with your guild to complete all of what's needed for that. Next one you're going to see is Wise Man. Wise Man is ascending heroes. So typically 2 6-star ascensions and then 1 like 5-star or 4-star will complete that event. So I usually pay attention to where I am in the month, and I try to make sure that I have those ascensions ready, at least on my main account. On my little one, I just ascend as I need to right now, and I'm not worried about the calendar quite so much, just simply because I need to get my roster more in depth for Wars and Arena. And speaking of Arena, we have Arena Champion again at the end of the month. So we have it at the beginning and then we have it at the end. So this month, it seems, is a lot of rifting and then Arena. Some other things to pay attention to, if you look kind of in the middle, you'll see it up in the calendar as well, right next to the 5th day. The first Saturday of every month is free removal day for your artifacts. And that's always going to be notated by that circle emblem. So you'll see it up there on March 5th. Then right above on that 5th, you're going to see a skinny yellow line. The skinny yellow line is a boosted summon. So what happens with that is that you'll have a boost for a certain legendary hero, depending on who it is. And with that, if you pull a legendary, you're going to have a boosted chance of getting a certain hero. It does not give you a higher chance of summoning a legendary. This is if you are going to summon a legendary, you're going to have a higher chance of getting whatever the showcased hero is on that. So a lot of people get confused on that. A boost does not mean that you have a higher chance of obtaining the hero, unless you were already going to summon a legendary. And then you'll also see a couple of red dots. That means that there are 2 new heroes coming this month, one on the 11th and one on the 25th. Both of those do come with a boosted summon, so hopefully that's with the featured hero, and usually it is. But that does mean that a new hero is being released. So that pretty much covers the calendar of events. One thing that I will say, especially if you're a newer player, the calendar events can be really hard to complete as you're first building up. So I recommend that you don't stress out about the event. Just try to complete what you can, but to focus on whatever you need most as you're building up. So the calendar event, for me, I can focus on it more on Lylarium than I can on Samwise, because Samwise is still, that account is still building up my hero depth. So some of the ones, like I do need to do rifts because I'm a little bit low on artifacts that I like, but I'm basically going to spend my time trying to build up my roster. So that pretty much covers all about the calendar events and what they mean and kind of how they work. So that way when you're looking at a calendar, you can really kind of, rework your plan for what you want to work on based on the calendar. So for instance, if you're going to really go hard for like Goliath Slayer, I would not use an XP boost during that time, and I would just focus on getting artifacts. So you're not just wasting your double XP, because that is way more beneficial in the campaign. So, you kind of have to like plan ahead and really think about what you're going to do with that. And I'll show you where to find the calendar. So if you come over to, I'll reload the game so that I can show you where to find it. I just had the calendar pulled up to show you sort of the basics of it. But I'll show you where to find the calendar so you'll always know where it is. And it usually gets released on the last day of the month. So like this calendar got released yesterday because it was the last day of February. So if you go to events over here and then you click this eye icon, it's going to pop up the calendar. So as you're playing, you can always have access to this, so that way you can be able to plan things out a little bit better. And then underneath that are the special events. So like classic events are the ones I was talking about that happen every month. So those are the ones that are either ongoing or the ones that have recently ended. Once an event has ended, you have 48 hours to collect any loot that you haven't gotten. So that is all I've got for today. All right, thanks guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I hope that something brings you just all the joy. And I will hopefully get some more out soon. Thank you so much.